fireworks. Wow, week 1 of the 2021 high school football playoffs are here. You can tell by those fireworks. Can you believe it though, Hannah? Wow. Welcome into 5 on your sideline. I'm Ahmad Higgs.
No, it flew by, and I'm Hannah Yates. These teams battled it through more than a little rain tonight, and only the best move on from here.
How about we start with our game of the week? Carl Reed and his Spartans hosting Jeremy Macklin's Pioneers. De Smet would take a 21-point lead before Lewis Kavanaugh hands it off to Dion Brown, who scores in his first game back since breaking his arm. Now, later in the second quarter, De Smet quarterback Chris Cotton tries to connect with Demetrian Cannon, but Bruce Malone says this ball is mine, but they couldn't get anything done with it, though. 4th down, and Kirkwood punts to Christian Gray, and he says, you want to see what a D1 athlete looks like? Let me show you. He was off to the races down the sideline as De Smet hangs on to win 35-7.
Now, CBC dedicated a new field name tonight, and they christened it in style with Vianney. First on defense, Kendall Houston has eyes all over this pass. He picks it off and takes it the short way for a pick 6 to start the game off hot. Some more great defense later on. Jacob Tatum with the pass breakup here, and that would lead to this a few plays later for the offense. Ralph Dixon gets the ball, and he's going untouched to the end zone. CBC rolls big time over Vianney tonight, 65-0.
The 1-win Parkway South Patriots taking on Ladue. Before South could get rolling, the Rams had their first turnover of the game thanks to Tommy Margillis. Now, moments later, Jared Rhodes, a.k.a. the human highlight reel, scores yet another Rams touchdown. They would go in front 7-0. Now, after a Patriots punt, Bo Dolan wasting no time putting more points on the board. He throws up a dime, and Khalil Davis is there to cash out. Ladue will win 42-13, setting up a matchup with Eureka next Friday.
Wow, that is a big one. The rain continued at Lindbergh for their first matchup against SLU. The defense was stout for the Junior Bills tonight. After shutting out the Flyers in the first half, they kept them grounded early in the second. Michael Patrick with the tackle for loss, and then Caden Owens and Dylan Ramella combined for a sack party. Junior Bills with the ball again later on, and that's when Chris Brooks takes the Wildcat handoff 50 yards. Here he comes into your living room as SLU wins this one 28-0 and will face Marquette in the district semifinals next week.
Over to Francis Howell, where the Vikings hosted Hazelwood West in the first round. Brady Holtman gets the scoring started for the Vikings, and well, they were rowing the boat after that. And then it's another run, this time by Jalen Pearson to get into the end zone again. But check out this wild play. As you can see, it was wet and slippery out there tonight, and the Vikings capitalized. The West quarterback can't handle this snap, and so the ball is lying there in the scrum. Evan Pewarski says, I'll take that all the way for the score, as Howell wins big 49-0.
Very few teams finished the regular season with a perfect record, but the Mascoutah Indians were one of those who made that happen. We take a look at how they did it by overcoming adversity this season. In 2019, the Mascoutah Indians made a state semifinal appearance for just the second time in school history. In 2020, there was no postseason due to COVID, and 2021 would bring challenges of its own, beginning with a new head coach.
When he first came here, I think everybody had their second thoughts, and it was like an iffy feeling, you know. But as the season went on, I could see it forming. He was gaining our trust and we were gaining his.
Trust became the word of the season, with players buying into Aaron Hilgendorf's vision for the future.
We want to put our team in the best situation to win, and sometimes that means players playing both ways or changing a position in the middle of a game to fit the scheme the best, or the matchup, or whatever the other team is doing to us or what we're doing to them.
And they thrived on versatility. With a smaller roster than many teams, roughly 90% of the team would begin to play both sides of the ball.
I've actually been 4 different positions all of my career. I was a fullback, then I was a receiver, then I was a lineman, and now I'm actually a running back this year. Even our quarterback plays both sides, receivers, running back, everyone plays both sides, even our linemen.
The Indians would win 8 straight before adversity would strike again. With just 2 games to go, Mascoutah's star quarterback Chase Hansen would go down with a torn ACL. But he kept coming to practice to work with Zane Timon, who would keep the undefeated streak alive.
It's just a huge spot to fill, and I'm just learning as he is helping me every single day with it.
It says a lot that we aren't going to give up no matter what. Zane is an amazing quarterback. He stepped in when we needed him most, and just to have him be able to play like Chase and play amazing is great. It's really helping out our team.
Trust in a coach, trust in themselves, and trust in each other. A recipe for success as the Indians look to win their first state championship since 1979.
It's not just one guy is running every role. It's the next guy up. It's like if you get tired and need to play, it's the next guy up. That's what's really going to take us far, is how many people are willing to step up into that role and play what they know how to do.
Now Muscuda continues their run facing Dunlap tomorrow. Let's go to Timberland. The Wolves hosting the Pattonville Pirates in the first round. Some big plays in this one. AJ Rains, who has an appropriate name for a night like tonight, pours it on in and out of traffic for the keeper score. Then he tosses it. Coming up next,
After
with
the
some
celebration, of course,
celebrations,
yeah.
and Tank Billings, another great name, and Tank is going to run it 92 yards to the house. A little rain on the camera there. You see that on the
Right.
lens?
Shout out to
that
our
was the story
photographer.
of tonight. Timberland goes on to win this one, 50-13.
Tonight, the Hazelwood Central Hawks were supposed to be hosting a home playoff game versus Columbia Hickman. But due to Hazelwood Central's COVID guidelines, which limits the amount of fans attending home games, Misha stripped the Hazelwood Scores District of their chances to host a home playoff game. So that meant they had to load up the buses and travel to Columbia to take on Hickman, and we'll pick things up in the second quarter. It's Lionel Banks in the Wildcat, and he runs it in for a touchdown. The Hawks will go up 16-7. Now, Hickman's cheerleaders were dressed up as the Grinch for this game, and Banks says, "Watch me steal this victory." He takes the handoff and puts on his track spikes, a 53-yard race to the pylon, and he had no competition. The Hawks win by a final of 37-14.
Now to Marquette, where the Mustangs are hosting Northwest High School. This rain wouldn't slow down these fans, and luckily they all had their rain jackets on tonight. In the first quarter, Jack Albrin hands the ball off to Malik Flanoid, who finds his way onto the board for the first score of the game. Lions running back Chase Veland would try firing back, but he couldn't hang on to the ball in this rain, with Flanoid diving on top as the Mustangs take over from here. Albrin with the ball again. This time he looked to connect with Tyree Bonnet in the end zone as Marquette goes on to win big 42-0.